Most people believe that to lead you must be the loudest voice in the room. They think influence is claimed through forceful arguments, fast talking, and an obsession with having all the answers. But they are mistaken. True influence isn't claimed. It is embodied. There is a silent, almost ghost-like presence that commands more respect than any shout ever could. It is the kind of authority that draws people in naturally, not because they are told to follow, but because they feel an unshakable stability in your presence. Stoicism reminds us that your greatest power lies not in controlling others, but in the absolute mastery of yourself. While the world is busy chasing attention, the elite 1% are busy cultivating a mind that remains calm when chaos erupts. Imagine a room where everyone is panicking. Voices are rising, deadlines are crashing, and fear is spreading like a virus. In the middle of that storm stands one person who is silent, measured, and completely still. Without saying a word, that person has already become the leader. Their calm is a vacuum that sucks in the chaos of everyone else. This is the invisible lever of influence. When you master your own internal turbulence, the world around you begins to respond differently. Leadership stops being a title you wear and starts being a frequency you emit. Most underestimate the quiet power of a mind that refuses to be moved. If your mind trembles even slightly, you transmit uncertainty to everyone around you. But if you are an anchor, you set the tone for the entire environment. The Stoics called this the citadel of the mind, a space within you that is impervious to external disturbance. To inhabit this citadel consistently requires more than just intelligence. It requires a brutal kind of discipline. You cannot give what you do not possess. If your internal world is fractured, your external reality will radiate hesitation. People unconsciously mirror the energy of those around them. If you radiate agitation, they will feel agitated. But if you embody steadiness, they will find their own courage in your composure. This is the essence of presence. It is a silent teacher. It stabilizes without making a demand. Think of a tree in a storm. The wind rattles the leaves and bends the branches, but the trunk and the roots remain unmoved. The storm can rage, but it cannot dictate the tree's inner structure. Your mind must function in the same way. The outer world will challenge you constantly. People will provoke you, circumstances will shift, and luck will fail. But your rooted calm is a choice. Marcus Aurelius reminded us to be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. This is not about suppressing your emotions or becoming a robot. It is about intentional stability. It is about feeling the rising tide of anger or anxiety, and choosing deliberately not to let it reach your steering wheel. When the mind is steady, the fog of the world settles. Most people fail because they are busy fighting ghosts. They react to things that haven't happened yet, or they bleed over wounds that have already healed. A Stoic leader possesses a clarity that looks like a superpower to others. You see through the noise. You separate what matters from what is merely loud. You translate complexity into simple, actionable steps. In moments of extreme stress, confusion multiplies. People rush, they misinterpret, and they lose sight of the goal. But a mind anchored in composure sees the path clearly. You become the map and the compass for those who are lost. This clarity naturally builds trust. People instinctively sense when a mind is coherent and consistent. When you speak with precision and act with intention, you provide a lens through which others can perceive purpose. You remove the friction of ambiguity. When the path is illuminated, people feel empowered to act. Their energy, which was previously consumed by doubt, now flows toward tangible outcomes. Clarity is a force multiplier. It amplifies the competence of everyone around you without you ever needing to issue a single, forceful command. It is the invisible foundation upon which absolute cooperation is built. Honesty is a subtle force, yet it carries a weight far greater than any boast. Real honesty is not blunt or confrontational. It is measured and rooted in reality. It is the precise alignment of your words with the truth of the moment. By consistently expressing what is true, you create a framework that others can rely on. They stop guessing your motives. They stop looking for hidden agendas. They act confidently in the space you create because they know exactly where you stand. There is a delicate balance between a critique and an insult. An invisible leader identifies gaps without diminishing the individual. You illuminate possibilities and highlight areas for improvement, with a tone that is grounded in reason, not ego. Consistency is the currency of trust. One instance of honesty is not enough. Reliability emerges from the repeated alignment between what you say and what you do. People are constantly subconsciously monitoring this alignment. When your honesty is habitual, you become a stabilizing force. Responsibility is the unseen current that sustains this trust. The person who steps forward to solve a problem without waiting for permission or assigning blame becomes the center of gravity. Most people spend energy deflecting blame or waiting for instructions. The Stoic leader bypasses this entirely. You see the challenge and you own it. This is the silent architecture of influence. You demonstrate that action is more valuable than complaint. Finally, everything culminates in presence. Presence is what remains when you have stripped away the need for approval. It is the radiance of self-mastery. It communicates competence and integrity without a single word. People feel it in the weight of your attention and the steadiness of your movement. It is not a performance. It is the natural result of an integrated soul. When you are no longer trying to prove your worth, you stop being a beggar for attention and start being a king of your own domain. The world fears a person who is content with their own silence. Your energy becomes magnetic. People follow you not because of your title, but because of the predictability of your character. They trust your judgment because they have seen you remain unshaken under pressure. This influence is quiet, deliberate, and enduring. It shapes the culture around you. It changes the way people talk, the way they work, and the way they perceive challenges. You become an anchor for those who are drifting. Your legacy is not built on what you said, but on the patterns of trust and respect you established through your disciplined actions. To live this way, you must treat every small moment as a training ground. Waiting in line, navigating traffic, or responding to a heated message. These are the hidden opportunities to build your citadel. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you reinforce the structure of your mind. You are training your brain to choose reason over instinct. The Stoics used reflection and journaling to sharpen this edge. By examining your triggers and planning your responses, you become a predator of your own weaknesses. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the architect of your own state. This internal revolution changes your frequency. You stop being easily provoked. You stop feeding the cycles of drama that drain others. You start moving with intention instead of impulse. People will notice the shift. They may not be able to name it, but they will feel the weight of your steadiness. They will find themselves looking to you when things get difficult. Not because you ask them to, but because your presence offers them the stability they cannot find within themselves. This is the invisible authority that transcends any earthly power. Ultimately, leadership is about being a grounded wire in a world full of static. As you walk this path, let the tension in your soul dissolve. You are not responsible for fixing every broken thing in the world, but you are responsible for the person you become in the face of those broken things. True mastery is the ability to walk through a storm and remain dry. It is the ability to hear an insult and feel nothing but compassion for the person who sent it. It is the ability to lose everything and still possess your character. In the whispers of the night, when the world is finally quiet, ask yourself, who was leading your mind today? Was it the news, the social media feed, or the opinions of strangers? Or was it the ancient wisdom of the masters? Reclaiming your mind is the first step toward reclaiming your life.